Like coffee is coffee and rice only, right?
And sugar. You want pay $5? Kopi 有糖吗？
Kopi 有糖
No. As in like condensed milk. But no sugar, right?
Teh right, it's also just condensed milk, and same as coffee, just condensed milk. Kopi 有放糖吗 Condensed milk, no sugar.
$5, guys. $5.
Welcome to another episode of Eatbook Versus. So today's episode is gonna be Eatbook versus Ya Kun. You must be thinking how hard can that be, right? Just go into see buy coffee, go and buy kaya, but no! We're gonna make everything from scratch, from the coffee, to the kaya, to the egg. And since young, I've actually seen my papa make kaya from scratch. But it's something that I've never wanted to learn until today. Let me find out about my secret family recipe. I'm gonna call my papa now. Hello, Papa. 想问你怎么做kaya？我们kopitiam auntie. Abang 要喝什么？ The first dish we're gonna prepare is the kaya toast, and we're gonna prepare the kaya from scratch. So these are the ingredients we need: pandan leaves, water, eggs, coconut cream, sugar, and salt. So first you have to chop out some pandan leaves and then blend it along with some water to get the pandan extract. The pandan extract is actually your colouring and also your flavouring. Sorry, it's gonna be noisy. So this is how your blended pandan leaves look like. They smell like grass. You have to squeeze it through a sieve. It might look very little, but the flavour is actually very strong. So actually, you only need 10 grams of this. So for the kaya, you need 2 egg white and 3 egg yolk. So if you don't want to waste the egg white, you can fry them later on. After you crack the eggs, you need to beat the egg and then sieve the egg so that you don't get lumps in your kaya after that. The amount of coconut cream and the amount of sugar we're going to use is based on the weight of the egg. So today we have 120 grams of egg. So you're going to use 120 grams of coconut cream and also 90 grams of sugar. After putting all those, you're going to put 10 grams of extract. There's no actual proportion, so if you want more pandan taste or you want your kaya to be greener, right, you can just put more. Last but not least, we add a pinch of salt. Just to... Why we need that salt? Because my grandmother says so. After you're done with the mixture, fill the top of your pot with water and then boil it. Once the water starts boiling, you'll put your mixture over the steam and keep stirring. So after 10 minutes of stirring and cooking, you'll start to see your mixture thicken. So that's when you have to remove it from the steam and continue stirring it until you achieve a paste-like texture. So if it's too liquidy, that means it's undercooked. And when it starts to form curds, that means it's overcooked. Bam! Here's your kaya! So the portion we actually prepared is only half a jar, and this is because it's fresh kaya. You cannot keep it over a long period of time. Just eat. Right, I made this.
But not bad, nice. Thanks for letting me try.
Thanks.
I'm restocking my team's pantry. Okay.
So let's move on to making the toast. Once the oven is preheated, you pop your bread in for 5 minutes and then you're toasted. If you don't have an oven, use a toaster. If you don't have a toaster, use a frying pan. It works. Mary, you never clean the toaster after you toast your bread. Come here now. So I believe that you guys are familiar with this bread. It's not the typical white bread from supermarkets. This bread is actually from a very traditional shop. So let's just pop this into the oven. So once the bread is toasted, you want to slice it into half and then we get a thinner slice. Once you cut your toast into half, grab your kaya and your butter. You want a cold slice of butter, so take it out of the fridge only after you're done preparing your toast and your kaya. We have analysed Ya Kun's bread, and Ya Kun only spread one side. But at home, you can spread both sides. Voila! Your perfect toast. You want to take a bite? For the egg, you only need water and egg. Should be easy, right? But the thing is, I have never made soft-boiled egg before. Because I don't eat soft-boiled egg. Fun fact, when I go Ya Kun, I order hard-boiled egg. But when I'm feeling it, you know, I'll order the soft-boiled egg to dip my bread into the soft-boiled egg. Thanks to my producers, I actually know that you cannot boil the egg in your hot water. You have to boil your water first, and then remove it from the heat, and then pop your egg into the water, and then leave it for around 6 to 7 minutes. Oh! That's quite cool. Man, I want to record this. Do you know that when you boil egg, it happens like that? Very hot.
One eternity later.
We're done! You have your half-boiled egg. We're just gonna put some dark soy sauce and white pepper. And luckily it's a blind taste test. They don't need to see how ugly this is. a kopitiam auntie. Look, it's a sock. It's not the sock, but this is also called a sock. I actually bought this from the same place where I got my coffee powder, and it only costs $1.50, and it's reusable. For our kopi, we have 4 ingredients: coffee powder, sugar, condensed milk, and hot water. So you first have to rinse the sock with hot water. And after that, put 3 tablespoons of coffee powder along with 200 milliliters of hot boiling water. So you have to tarik it, the kopitiam auntie. That's what they do. For those who make coffee at home, please do not scold me because this is the first time I'm making coffee. I mean, there are many methods of making coffee. Filter, the coffee presser, Nespresso machine, or if you want an easier alternative, go for 3-in-1. So how they do it, right? They'll add their condensed milk and their sugar, and then they'll stir it with the hot coffee. Oh, this one is the really kopitiam kwai one. Okay, so now we are done with Eatbook Set A, and we're gonna bring it to the studio and see if our colleagues can taste the difference. Mine's better.
No mucus this time.
Flashback.
一杯 kopi.
来了。
Can I open my eyes?
No, you can't open your eyes. The
Oh.
blind taste test. So today is Eatbook versus Ya Kun.
Well, Ya Kun, big shoes to fill up. Their kaya toast is the best, and also like their eggs, damn nice one.
And so for the toast, right?
Yep.
We actually made the kaya from scratch.
Oh wow!
Wow, serious?
Make kaya from scratch?
Then the butter? Then you all ground the beans yourself also?
Okay, I frequent Ya Kun often enough to kind of recognize how their toast tastes like.
This toast that I have in front of me,
It's that bit different.
I feel that it's homemade because the pasting like not the same.
It does not taste like Yakun's Kaya. And because Yakun's Kaya, if I remember correctly, it's a little bit creamy.
Kaya doesn't really have a very strong coconutty pandan taste.
Kaya here is actually very thin. There's not much pandan taste or sweetness.
The kaya taste is quite strong. Like, you know those olden days, the mama shop, right? Then outside, they will have those tubs of kaya. This tastes like those.
When you eat Yakun, right, it's always a slab of butter. It's super thick. Like missing eh.
I like the balance between kaya and the butter.
Well, the aroma for this is much stronger.
Oh, the bread smells different.
To be really honest, the kaya tastes the same. Even the smell also same.
Come on, man. This is Ya Kun. I'm pretty confident this is very familiar kaya taste.
Here the kaya taste is more pronounced, which I think is what I'm more familiar with at toast stalls.
The kaya for this one is a little bit artificial, but the smell is definitely stronger for this one.
This one has a more familiar taste. This one I can taste the saltiness of the butter, and the Kaya is not so sweet.
The kaya in this is much more smoother as well. The other one a bit sticky and like gao kind of feeling.
399.
I really think that Ya Kun has the best soft-boiled eggs. Once I see that very watery, that kind, and then like, I instant turn off.
How do you want me to taste the egg?
How different can an egg be?
Wow, this one a bit too much soy sauce.
Meanwhile,
Well, I have to say the amount of pepper and soy sauce is just right.
An egg.
It's not too watery, the just right texture.
Egg A is not as liquid as I remember how half-boiled egg is supposed to be as compared to egg B, which is like very watery, very nice, very easy to just scoop and eat.
This one is not the Ya Kun one. This one like more consistent to what I'm more familiar with. I think this one is Ya Kun's one because you can feel the different chunks of the eggs. It's like tahui, you know? Oh wow, that consistency is perfect.
The eggs are better done in set A because set B, the yolk is a bit overcooked, but then the white part is very runny.
When I go to Ya Kun, I will order Milo.
Wow, still got a plate some more. The smell is there, but it's not very strong.
Oh, you know when you smell perfume, then you use the coffee beans to refresh, right? What do you use to refresh your nose palate if you're smelling coffee?
This one tastes like the packet coffee that you have.
It's
Like,
a bit too sweet.
This is a little bit more watered down.
this one also not very nice.
After tasting this, I do think that this actually tastes better. This tastes very flat, as well as like a bit burnt.
Kopi A is much more cow as compared to like B.
Can feel like there's more effort put into this cup of coffee. Both, there's this like tinge of 3-in-1 coffee smell.
I love the bread nicer, then this one the coffee nicer. How to choose? A Singapore breakfast experience, I would choose this set.
I will go for set B. This the Kaya was not as sweet.
Yeah, I'll choose set A because it tastes and feels more familiar to me.
I really prefer set B, mainly because both kayas are equally good. The coffee is a defining factor because I prefer mine to be like not so cow.
I actually prefer the Kaya toast that set B has as compared to set A. I really like the coffee for it. But in terms of eggs, that's the most important part. So I would prefer set A.
I like the kaya toast in B more, but I like the coffee and the egg in A more.
Ooh, I am so amazed by you guys.
Oh, it's Ya Kun!
Oh, I thought this was Ya Kun eh.
is Ya Kun. I am super impressed
Kaya to me tastes very similar.
This one looks sharper. Look at the toast, man. It's like the right angle is mad.
Oh my god, I can't believe your toast win them. Who did it? Sufan or you guys?
I actually prefer this one to this one. This one is a little bit more salty.
I think the coffee is the color like different.
From scratch itself, I think coffee is damn hard to like replicate.
Your toast with Ya Kun's egg is the best combo.
Maybe y'all can set up a side business. I would buy it every day.
Yes, congrats Eatbook, you have won my like. Even though I thought it was Ya Kun.
If weekends, maybe. Weekdays, maybe I buy from Eatbook.
I would still go for Yakun Kaya toast because in terms of the convenience and taste wise also it's nice. It's a good start to my day.
Of course. Toast not cheap. One toast set, right, can buy chicken rice.
Actually, I didn't know that kaya was so easy to make. Normally people just buy from the jar. I wouldn't go on the way to make it on my own.
I thought it's like you need the big production. But I think the good thing is that by making it yourself, you can control the amount of ingredients you put inside. So
It's a tie! But after letting our colleagues try, we realized that our eggs and coffee are... but we actually aced the star of the show, Kaya. Let's give us a round of applause. So I think that's quite an achievement and I really made my pawpaw proud. Actually, after this whole experience, I realized how easy it is to make kaya from scratch. It took less than 30 minutes and what's great about it is you can tweak it to your own palate. But I must say that Ya Kun is all around Singapore, so it's easily accessible. But you have time to spare, go and try our kaya recipe and tell us whether it works. Thank you for watching this episode of Eatbook Versus. If you like this video, comment down below what other brands you want us to challenge. And remember to watch more over there. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Bye!